PRIZEPICKS.
Hello everyone, this is Mike with BetBlitz. Welcome back to your source for daily sports picks. Today is a new day and we are looking to set you up with a few of some of the best picks on both PrizePicks as well as Underdog. Please take a moment to hit that like button. We do have a like goal for this video, and if this video gets above 250 likes, we will be dropping a bonus pick in our next video. If you're new to the channel, take a moment to subscribe and turn on your post notifications so that you can have early access to our picks as soon as we post and before lines get bumped. Also, after we go over our picks, let us know which picks you will be taking as well as the ones that you won't, or any other lines that you think have a great chance of hitting. Alright, let's get right into some of the best picks for today. For our first pick, we'll be going over to the points plus assists tab, and we'll be selecting Anthony Edwards for more than 35.5 points plus assists. Taking a quick look here on Outlier, and by the way, if you'd like to try Outlier for yourself, use our link in the description below for a free 7-day trial. This pick may come as a bit of a surprise to some of you, as Anthony Edwards has actually only exceeded it in 5 of his last 10 games. However, we want you to keep in mind that this is going to be a closeout game for the Minnesota Timberwolves. The Denver Nuggets have a chance to eliminate them from the playoffs, so you can expect their star players such as Edwards, Karl-Anthony Towns to show up and show out in this game, especially after Edwards had a pretty poor performance for his standards, totaling just 18 points and 9 assists in their loss on Tuesday. So we expect Edwards to come out very aggressive for this game, maybe even getting this line on points alone. Now, Anthony Edwards rather, will be facing off against a Denver Nuggets defense that during the regular season was very good defensively in both points and assists allowed to their opponents that were ranked top 10. The Nuggets were also ranked top 10 in points and assists allowed to opponent shooting guards. Here are the point guard numbers for those of you who want to see that as well. However, the Nuggets were still giving up nearly 25 points and near 6 assists per game to the position, so Anthony Edwards should still have plenty of opportunity to reach this line. Taking a quick look here at his minutes, we see that Anthony Edwards is averaging a solid dose of minutes over his last 10 games, averaging near 40 minutes per game. And you can expect his total minute mark to be very close to that 48-minute total, especially with this potentially being their last game of this postseason. So again, Anthony Edwards has plenty of time to reach this line as well. On the regular season, Anthony Edwards was a solid scorer as well as playmaker for the Minnesota Timberwolves, averaging near 26 points per game and above 5 assists. During these playoffs, he's only picked up his scoring and playmaking, increasing to an average of above 30 points per game, as well as 6 assists. So he should also be fine for this line if he just even sticks to his averages. Now, we also want to point out that in the 9 games that Anthony Edwards has faced off the Denver Nuggets this season, he's had an average of over 28 points per game and over 5 assists. Again, this is the last game potentially for them, so you can expect him to go well above these averages to try and save his team season, especially playing in the Minnesota Timberwolves home. So for all these reasons, again, we'll be taking Anthony Edwards for more than 35.5 points plus assists. For our next pick, we'll be going over to the assist tab, and we'll be selecting Nikola Jokic for more than 8.5 assists. Taking a quick look here on Outlier, we see that Nikola Jokic has actually exceeded this line in 7 of his last 10 games. Additionally, Jokic in his last 20 games has exceeded this line in 60% of them. Now, Nikola Jokic and the Denver Nuggets will be facing off against a very good defensive team in the Minnesota Timberwolves. During the regular season, they were ranked 3rd in assists allowed to their opponents, not giving up more than 25 assists per game. However, when it came to defending against opponent point guards, and we are pretty much considering Jokic their primary facilitator, so that's why we're looking at the guard numbers. The Minnesota Timberwolves were still giving up near 8.5 assists per game to the position. Here are the center numbers for those of you who want to see that as well. But overall, Nikola Jokic should have plenty of opportunity to reach this line. In fact, Jokic has exceeded this line in 7 of his last 9 games. Now, taking a quick look here at his minutes, we see that Jokic is playing a very solid dose of minutes, averaging a solid 40 minutes per game over his last 10 games, so he should also have plenty of time to reach this line as well. On the regular season, Nikola Jokic was an incredible facilitator, especially for his position, averaging 9 assists per game. During these playoffs, he's taken his playmaking to another level, increasing to over 9.5 assists per game. And again, he acts pretty much as their primary facilitator. All of their offensive possessions mostly go through him. So he has plenty of opportunity to assist the ball and reach this line. So for all these reasons, again, we'll be taking Nikola Jokic for more than 8.5 assists. Now, for those of you who are also wisely making picks with Underdog Fantasy, we want to share a couple of picks that we thought had a great chance of hitting, and that's Nikola Jokic for lower than 0.5 triple doubles, as well as Rudy Gobert for higher than 0.5 double doubles. Now, if you like making picks on the traditional PRAs and the other stats as well, but also want access to making picks on things like triple doubles as well as double doubles, check out Underdog Fantasy, because right now when you use code BETBLITZ, you'll receive a free pick as well as up to $250 in bonus cash after you sign up with code BETBLITZ. And trust me, your profits will increase. For our next pick, we'll be going over to the points plus rebounds tab, and we'll be selecting Naz Reid for more than 13.5 points plus rebounds. Now, taking a quick look here on Outlier, we see that Naz Reid has actually exceeded this line in 6 of his last 10 games. In his last game, he was very short of reaching this line, so you can expect him to have a nice bounce back. He did get into some foul trouble that prohibited him from playing a lot of his usual minutes. And again, with this being a closeout game for the Minnesota Timberwolves, or rather their chance to extend the series, you can expect all their players, especially players as talented as Naz Reid, to pick up their performance and really reach to extend this series. Now, on the regular season, the Denver Nuggets weren't incredibly good when it came to defending against opponents' centers, giving up over 19 points per game, as well as over 11 rebounds. So Naz Reid should also have plenty of opportunity to reach this line as well. Here are the numbers for the power forward position for those of you who want to see that as well. Now, taking a quick look here at his minutes, we see that Naz Reid is getting a solid dose of minutes over his last 10 games, averaging above 20 minutes per game. So he should also have plenty of time to reach this line as well. Now, on the regular season, Naz Reid was a solid scorer as well as rebounder for the Minnesota Timberwolves, averaging above 13 points as well as above 5 rebounds. During these playoffs, he has had a slight decline in his minutes, but it hasn't had too much of an impact on his scoring as well as rebounding. And we also want to point out that in his last 8 matchups versus the Denver Nuggets, Naz Reid has had a scoring total of over 11 points as well as rebound over 4. In fact, in his last 16 games, or rather his last 19 games at home, he's exceeded this line in 16 of them. So for all these reasons, again, we'll be taking Naz Reid for more than 13.5 points plus rebounds. All right, these are our picks for today. And after we finish reviewing, let us know down in the comment section which of these picks you will be taking, as well as the ones you won't, or any other lines that you think have a great chance of hitting. So for our picks, we took Anthony Edwards for more than 35.5 points plus assists. We took Nikola Jokic for more than 8.5 assists. And finally, we took Naz Reid for more than 13.5 points plus rebounds. Now, we're not saying to take all these picks and throw them all into one big parlay, but overall, these picks could be some useful additions to the overall entries that you have in mind. Also, we want to remind you to take a moment to hit that like button. Again, we do have a like goal for this video, and if this video gets above 250 likes, we will be dropping a bonus pick in our next video. Now, we want to share with you a sports betting tool that is going to take your game to the next level. Daily Grinds Fantasy Optimizer is one of the most comprehensive sports betting tools available. And it's not just PrizePicks, it's not just Underdog. It'll actually show you line discrepancies across all the major sports betting books, such as FanDuel, DraftKings, BetMGM, and much more. One of its best features is its ability to provide you with a multi-leg parlay. So, for example, if you want to find out what the best 6-pick flex was on PrizePicks, you simply click right there and have it generate for you the best 6 correlated picks that are most likely to hit together, and also tell you the odds of each of them hitting as well. And best of all, it runs on a live, up-to-date system. So if it's on PrizePicks, if it's on Underdog, or on any of the other major sports betting books, it'll be here live as well. So again, if you're looking to take your sports betting to the next level, click our link in the description below and use code BLITZ. Again, that's code BLITZ for 25% off all your orders. If you're new to the channel, take a moment to subscribe and turn on your post notifications so that you can have early access to our picks as soon as we post and before the lines get bumped. Oftentimes we have some great picks, but PrizePicks, once they realize they've messed up, they take the picks down and they get bumped and you won't be able to see them anymore. So you want to make sure that you're seeing them on time. We thank you for watching, and we'll see you tomorrow.